Hey guys, Arik, your Russian coach, is here. Please forget about your troubles. I'll try to forget mine as well. And let's have an aesthetic pleasure from reading further Dostoevsky in the original. And for the new people, on this channel, I'll just say that here's the only channel, as far as I know, that actually teaches you Russian classics in the original. You probably won't find any other channel that is doing the same thing in the whole YouTube universe. So, further Dostoevsky, Маленький герой, please open your printed materials. So the old students should have their printed materials. If you're a new student, please open the link below this video. You'll get it on your screen. But if you want to keep learning with us, please make sure you have it printed, because you will need to mark many things. You will need to underline, you will need to write the meanings, even some corrections like ye, yo, put 2 dots above ye, etc. And now you're going to get your first mission impossible, which is to find the place where we stopped the last time. I'll show you where we stopped the last time. So you need to find the word бессознательно. So you can click Control F and type in this word бессознательно, and it will bring you right here. Now a quick quiz for you. What was бессознательно from our last lesson? Бессознательно. It was unconsciously. Бессознательно, because it comes from сознание, which is consciousness. Because he was depicting his inner processes, this little kid. And he said that a lot of things were lived through бессознательно, unconsciously. So, meanwhile, while you're looking for the place, I am going to give a brief context for the new students. So, the story takes place at a very big party near Moscow, with lots of guests coming and going. Now, 3 main characters of the story are, so far at least, an 11-year-old boy who is the narrator. This story is told from the first person. So, an 11-year-old boy who is present at the party is telling the story. And there are also 2 ladies. First lady, 20 and something years old, married, behaves in a kind of a crazy way towards this boy. She really likes to embarrass him. So she grabs his fingers, she offers him to sit on her lap, etc. And apparently she is doing it for self-amusement and to amuse others. And that a little bit weird lady has another friend who is called Madame M. And Madame M is her far relative and also a good friend. And she was depicted as a very kind person. A person who you really feel sympathy for since the first minute. But the problem is that this 11-year-old boy, it's not a problem, but it was his confession, that he had fallen in love with Madame M. And he is very embarrassed about that. So, but he hasn't mentioned any instance when he actually talked to Madame M. So we can actually understand from the story that he is a kind of a shy boy. But today that's gonna be different, because we're going to learn that he actually communicated with Madame M. And let's see how it works, how it would work out. So we are starting from here. It's Madame M. And we will end here. Я с ней поравнялся. So we will end with the word поравнялся. Now I'm going to read it for you for the first time. You probably won't get much. And that's absolutely fine. Then we are going to analyze and clarify different aspects. Lots of new words, lots of expressions, etc. And you are going to get it close to 100%. And this way your Russian will grow and grow. And towards the end of the lesson, I'm going to read it again. And you will see that at the second reading, you will get it much better. And that's the idea, and you will have lots of satisfaction, and satisfactory smile will adorn your face. So, listen. С мадам М я почти не сказал еще и 2 слов. Да и, конечно, не решился бы на это. Но вот, однажды вечером, после несноснейшего для меня дня, отстал я от других на прогулке. Ужасно устал и пробирался домой через сад. На одной скамье, в уединенной аллее, увидел я мадам М. Она сидела одна-одинехонька, как будто нарочно выбрав такое уединенное место, склонив голову на грудь и машинально перебирая в руках платок. Она была в такой задумчивости, что и не слыхала, как я с ней поравнялся. Okay? I know you had lots of new words, and it's difficult to comprehend, but that's fine. Now please take your pen/pencil, and we are going to start. So, с мадам М я почти не сказал еще и 2 слов, да и, конечно, не решился бы на это. So, почти means almost. Now, with the word еще, please put 2 dots above the second ye, so that it becomes yo, еще. Еще means still. 2 слов, 2 words. So, с мадам М я почти не сказал еще и 2 слов. So, with Madame M, I almost didn't say still even 2 words. So, E here acts in the meaning of even. You can just underline it and write above. Now, I know the English is problematic in my translation, but it will give you the sense of Russian. So again, с мадам М я почти не сказал еще и 2 слов. So with Madame M, I almost didn't say still even 2 words. In the proper English, that would be I almost haven't said even 2 words to Madame M. As for now. Да и, конечно, не решился бы на это. Да и, конечно, means and of course, because да in literary Russian means and конечно means of course. Now, please note that you pronounce it конечно and not конечно, even though in some dialects they would pronounce it конечно. Не решился бы wouldn't dare, because решился comes from решиться, it means to dare. So, не решился бы, I wouldn't dare. На это, literally, I wouldn't dare on that. But in English, we would say, I wouldn't dare doing that, or to do that. So now look how it works together. С мадам М я почти не сказал еще и 2 слов, да и, конечно, не решился бы на это. So, with Madame M, I almost didn't say, haven't said still even 2 words. And of course, wouldn't dare to do that. Yeah, so basically, da'i, it acts here together as one expression. And you can just underline both of them and treat it as and. Now we're going to read the next one. Но вот однажды вечером, после несноснейшего для меня дня, отстал я от других на прогулке, ужасно устал и пробирался домой через сад. So now you have this несноснейшего. That's a kind of a tongue twister. Несноснейшего. So, но вот однажды, but what means how would I say that? It's like, what basically it's the word to attract your attention. So, but it means at some point, basically. So, you can underline and at some point. And однажды Однажды would also mean pretty much the same at some point. So what doesn't have here, to tell you the truth, it doesn't have lots of meaning here. It just strengthens the intonation, the emotion. So, но вот однажды вечером, meaning but once in the evening, yeah, because однажды means once, one time. После несноснейшего для меня дня. So, несноснейшего comes from несноснейший. And несноснейший, that's a superlative form of несносный. And несносный means unbearable. Therefore, несноснейший would be the most unbearable. The most unbearable. So, therefore, после несноснейшего для меня дня would be after the most unbearable for me day. In the proper English, after the day that was the most unbearable for me. After the most unbearable day for me. Отстал я от других на прогулке. So, отстал means fell behind. Fell behind the others. Because отстал я от других. So, fell behind, I, я, from, от, from, других, others. So, I fell behind I from the others. На прогулке. Прогулка means walk. На прогулке means during the walk. During the walk. So, прогулка, it's like a stroll. Yeah, a stroll or a walk. So, now look how it all works together. You'll probably surprise yourself now. Но вот однажды вечером, после несноснейшего для меня дня, отстал я от других на прогулке. But, at some point, once, in the evening, after the most unbearable for me day, after the day that was most unbearable for me, fell behind I from the others during the walk. It's not in English, I know, but you got it. Ужасно устал. So, ужасно means terribly. That's an adverb. Ужасно. Terribly. Устал, got tired. So, ужасно устал, got terribly tired. И пробирался домой через сад. Пробирался, you know, in English there is this word wade, W-A-D-E, to wade through something, to go through something with difficulty. So that's пробирался. But I would say I made my way through. So that's пробирался. So пробирался домой, I would translate made my way home. Через сад. Через means through. Through the garden. Сад means garden. So пробирался means waded through, made my way through. Now look how it all works together. Now you will get this sentence. Ну вот однажды вечером, после несноснейшего для меня дня, отстал я от других на прогулке. Ужасно устал и пробирался домой через сад. But here, once in the evening, after the most unbearable day for me, I fell behind from the others during the walk, got terribly tired, and made my way home through the garden. It's beautiful, huh? I love it. And then he's saying, на одной скамье в уединенной аллее увидел я мадам М. So скамья is the same as скамейка, you might know this word, and it means a bench. So на одной скамье would mean on one bench. В уединенной аллее. Уединенной аллее, аллее comes from аллее, which is alley. And уединенная means lonely, like separate from the others. That's уединенной, comes from уединенная, which is lonely. Or secluded, you might also say. Yeah, secluded, it would be even more precise. In a secluded alley. Увидел я мадам М. So, на одной скамье, в уединенной аллее, увидел я мадам М. On one bench, in a secluded alley, I saw мадам М. Она сидела одна-одинехонька, как будто нарочно выбрав такое уединенное место, склонив голову на грудь и машинально перебирая в руках платок. So, она сидела одна-одинехонька. So, одна-одинехонька, that's an expression meaning completely alone. So, she was sitting completely alone. Как будто нарочно выбрав такое уединенное место. So, уединенное, we said that would be lonely or secluded. Как будто, as if. Нарочно, on purpose. So, please underline нарочно. And just notice that you pronounce нарочно and not нарочно. Нарочно. On purpose. Выбрав. Choosing. So, as if on purpose choosing. Такое. Such. Уединенное, secluded. Место, place. So, therefore, look how it works together. Она сидела одна-одинехонька. And please put, by the way, 2 dots above «е» in the word одинехонька. Она сидела одна-одинехонька, как будто нарочно выбрав такое уединенное место. So, she was sitting completely alone, as if on purpose choosing such a secluded place. Склонив голову на грудь. So, склонив means leaning. So, склонив голову на грудь, meaning like leaning or tilting. Yeah? To склонить, to tilt. But just a second, I will check in the dictionary. Maybe there is more precise word in English. Yeah, it might be tilting, but it also might be bowing. Yeah, so склонив голову means bowing her head or tilting her head на грудь. So грудь means chest. So tilting her head or bowing her head on the chest. Машинально means mechanically. And перебирая comes from перебирать, which has several meanings. But in this meaning, that would be fiddling with. To fiddle, to kind of play with something in your hands. Fiddling with. Now, платок means handkerchief. So therefore, she was tilting her head on her chest и машинально перебирая в руках платок and mechanically fiddling in her hands with the handkerchief. Now, please see how it all works together. Она сидела одна-одинехонька, как будто нарочно выбрав такое уединенное место, склонив голову на грудь и машинально перебирая в руках платок. She was sitting completely alone, as if on purpose choosing such a secluded place, tilting the head on the chest, and mechanically fiddling with the handkerchief in her hands. Okay, and we're moving towards our last sentence in this part. Listen. Она была в такой задумчивости, что и не слыхала, как я с ней поравнялся. So, задумчивость would be a kind of contemplative state of mind. So, a state of mind where you are absorbed into your thoughts. That's задумчивость. It comes from думать, yeah, to think. But задумчивость means you are completely absorbed into your thoughts. You are contemplating. So, она была в такой задумчивости, so she was in such a contemplation, что и не слыхала, that E here does not play a big role. So, не слыхала means didn't hear. You could say не слышала, you could say не слыхала. That didn't hear, как я с ней поравнялся. So, поравняться comes from поравняться, and it means to come to the same level. Or basically in this case means to approach her. But you might have heard the word равный или равно. Равно means equals, or равный means equal. So поравнялся means came to the same level, but here it just means approached her. So как я с ней поравнялся, so she didn't hear how I with her got equal. That's literally, but not literally, that's how I approached her. Okay, cool. Now listen to this whole last sentence. Она была в такой задумчивости, что и не слыхала, как я с ней поравнялся. So she was in such a contemplation, or in such an absorption into thoughts, that did not hear how I approached her, or literally, how I with her got equal. Okay, guys, so now we're going to have our second reading, and as I said, you will probably smile, a very satisfactory smile, because you're going to get it now. And I'm going to put the link below this video to the second reading, so you can listen to it several times. You just click on the time below this video, you will listen to it a few more times, and you will get it better and better. And if you do not get something, you can always get to that part in the lesson. You can find that part, and you can listen again to my explanations. And if you still don't get something, please do not hesitate to write it in the comments below, in the comment section, and then we will clarify it next time. So listen. С мадам М я почти не сказал еще и двух слов. Да и, конечно, не решился бы на это. Но вот однажды вечером, после несноснейшего для меня дня, отстал я от других на прогулке. Ужасно устал и пробирался домой через сад. На одной скамье в уединенной аллее увидел я мадам М. Она сидела одна-одинехонька, как будто нарочно выбрав такое уединенное место, склонив голову на грудь и машинально перебирая в руках платок. Она была в такой задумчивости, что и не слыхала, как я с ней поравнялся. So guys, sorry, I didn't tell you all the time when you have to get, when you have to put two dots above ye. But that's going to be good attention exercise for you. You just listen to the sound, and when instead of ye, you hear yo, like одна одинехонька, for example, here. You see, it's not одна одинехонька. Just a second, I will, no, here. Одна одинехонька. So that's not одна одинехонька. Right? So here you need to put. Or, for example, where else? Уединенное. Уединенное. Here. You see? Maybe there are a few more. Maybe not. But you will just... You can go through that. And if you have any doubt, you just ask me in the comments below. Okay, guys. So thank you very much for your attention. Now notice your inner state now. I told you, you're going to be uplifted. I hope that's the picture. And we'll see each other at the next lesson. And if you need private Russian lessons to improve your Russian big time, whatever level you are, by the way, you can contact me using the email below. So thank you very much and take care. Bye-bye.